Okay, so did we ever think we'd be sitting here at the beginning of our second year? I kind of did, especially off the back of the success of the first year. But welcome to the first ever podcast in 2025 for Formula RX8 with my co-founder and now my new mate, and we've been hanging out a lot last year, Stacy Vickers.
Afternoon,
Governor.
Glad to be here and great news to impart.
Hats off to you, Governor. So we've got a little bit to get through, so stay tuned. We're going to try and be entertaining, and we're going to try and give you a little bit of a gossip and tell you all the exciting bits and pieces. I did a little bit of a cheeky post last night. I know I'm not on controlling the socials anymore. That's to our great mates at LTM Motorsport that are going to be running our social channels. They're already starting to power that up, crank it up. And also going to be working in conjunction with also our club members and also our committee to promote Australia's most exciting category, Formula RX8. Pretty exciting stuff, eh, Govey?
Exciting stuff, and it's been quite a journey the last couple of months, but we've got some big news to impart. Do you want to do it? Do you want me to do it?
Well, obviously we've got to talk about the calendar, but what I think we should do, let's keep them just hanging on a little bit further. You know, like they do in those shows where they're not going to turn off, mate. They love us. They love us. We've got 1,400 engaged followers. They're not going to look. First of all, look. I think the first person we've got to thank for our existence is obviously Stephen White. Yeah, Stephen White, great bloke. Stephen's obviously, he's the CEO of the AASA, and obviously George Gambino as well, who's High Tech Oil Super Series. Without those guys, we just wouldn't exist. They gave us our great first foot in the door in 2024, our inaugural year. And there has been a process. We are a club. And we have a constitution, and within that constitution, we abide by that. And so there was a process where a calendar was put out and put to us, and it's in our constitution. Probably take it from here, Govey, because mate, you wrote it.
Bottom line is that we're obligated to get the best value and the best calendar that we can for the members.
Yes.
We had a calendar for the High Tech Super Series. And obviously, as you said, Steve was really, he opened the door for us, but also then held it open, and we had a fabulous year. So,
yes.
A lot of respect for what the Super Series did. We also had a calendar that was Motorsport Australia sanctioned. Mm-hmm. We took both of those calendars to the committee, and the committee voted to go with the Motorsport Australia calendar.
Yep.
So, great thanks to High Tech and to the Super Series, and particularly Steve. Hope to see you again. But, this year, all of our events are Motorsport Australia sanctioned.
Yeah, I was personally, and I am on the committee, I was quite okay with the High Tech Oils calendar with a couple of adjustments. But look, it went the way it went, and mate, you have. Mate, it's not even fair to say pulled a rabbit out of the hat with that calendar. Mate, you've pulled a field of rabbits out of that hat to put that calendar together. The way you did, mate, I just thank God you're my co-founder, mate, because the amount of work you had to do to pull that calendar together was mind-blowing, and what a calendar it is. Formula RX8, we're all about the TV, we're all about the Hollywood. I think we've gone a little bit next level, but take it away, Stace. What's the calendar, son? Tell us the price.
As I said, the calendar is a Motorsport Australia sanctioned set of events. It's from a multitude of sources, but we're pleased to say that we have a number of big flagship Australian meetings in that calendar. We'll start off with the season opener, which will be Race Tasmania. So that's sponsored by the Tasmanian government. That's full television. And what we can say is that, for our entry fees this year, we're all about not-for-profit.
Yes.
You know, our entry fees through the year will range from $199,
That's
depending on the support that we've got for the event.
record scratch, $199.
$199.
From not all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Asterisks.
Yeah, asterisks, totally. But you know, if I just walk through some of the events that we've got, that's Race Tasmania, as I said. That's a major meeting.
So that's on 7 Sport.
7 Sport. We'll be talking to the RX8 contingent in Tasmania. I believe we're the first RX8s to have ever raced at Symonds Plains, which will be where that event is based.
I've heard that's a cracking,
absolute great bucket list journey. Now,
our little mate Brad Harris will be down there too.
He will be, and
Brad, I need you to bring both cars, and Will.
Well, and I think, you know, talking of cars, you know, we're aware that obviously it's a long way for people. So what we'll be doing is we will be offsetting the costs of that event with the with the assistance that we've had from our various supporters.
Thanks to Brett Thomas from TFH, mate. He's come back on board for this year. I tell you what, mate. There's good blokes, and then there's Brett Thomas.
He's quality.
It's funny, you know, when we were at Bathurst doing our Bathurst round, another first, right, for the RX8 categories. Seeing these big CFOs cross that bridge I was going under, it just gave me a smile every time. What a great bloke, great family. I was talking to Josh and Brett last night. Mate, just all in on motorsport. Mate, they're going to Spa. They're in your hood now in early January.
I probably know my way around Spa better than I do most of these circuits down here. But look, we're really pleased with how that's panned out, and the committee will be working to look at sort of transport options. You know, we want to get transporters across the river to affect that, and we'll be in touch when that's that's firmed up. So that's round number 1.
But you know what? On the whole, if everyone's going Tasmania, what? Okay, look, think about it this way. There's so many people that come to our country and travel all over. They do. They go to Tasmania and they go to the Northern Territory and Western Australia, all that sort of stuff. What Formula RX8 is kind of looking like is the adventure category, to go places where people have not gone before, not to stick around and do the same old boring thing. And so I think to go and see Tasmania, and I went there once. I rode a bike around it in 7 days, 1,070 kilometres. To go back there again on my race car and experience that is a real adventure, and that's what we're all about, a great national calendar with a national category.
And, you know, when we can make that easier for people. So, for example, there's a couple of people that I've spoken to, and it'll probably be the same for me. I'll do the road trip. You know, I'd like to tow down there and, make a holiday out of it.
Take the boys.
Others might want to... others might want to fly in, fly out, and have the car transported down. So we'll come up with those options, but that is assisted, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a bucket list circuit. There's not going to be many opportunities to race at that circuit, and certainly at such a major event. So that's round number 1.
Geez, I hope we can get through the next 6.
Well, round number 2, Bathurst.
Tick.
Yeah. So
we are the Bathurst category.
We are Bathurst category. We're going back to Bathurst. Round 2 will be one of the support races for the Bathurst 6 hour.
Oh.
So and again, you and I have been negotiating that. I think we've got a good deal, and
we've got a great deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. So again, round 2 should be Bathurst. From round...
1 second.
Go.
Bathurst. Let's just pause on Bathurst for a second. Now, we had a Bathurst round last year. If you didn't do Bathurst last year in one of these cars, and we're engineering these cars to be better and better. We're also got we've also got a new tyre that we're going to be rolling with, and it's very similar to the tyre that we used at Bathurst, and it's a Hankook tyre. Thanks to Terry Conroy, and mate, thank you, buddy. And the good people at Hankook. So we're going to be rolling on an R-Spec tyre on our first and also our second round. So it kind of reminded me to mention that. But also what we're toying with is Bathurst going to be a championship round, because we're going to be rolling with the Pulsars. And now the Pulsars are very similar times. I think they're a little bit quicker than us, but it depends if Gorton Payne and Robbie Bowden turn up. Okay. And you too, Ivan. Don't worry, I don't forget about you, mate. And also Derwent actually killed it too. But are we going to make it a championship round? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the members. We're going to get down a little WhatsApp group and we're going to do a vote. And you're going to decide because it's your category and not ours.
Mm. And again, Bathurst will be, live streamed all weekend on Channel 7. So that's free-to-air TV.
Mate, we only do nationally today.
From there, we go to we visit our friends in Queensland again. We're doing the trophy tour around at Queensland Raceway.
That'd be good for Chop.
Totally, and we've got a growing Queensland contingent. So,
yep.
Obviously we need to give them a home state round.
Matt Clift.
Yes.
Clift.
Morgan Performance Centre.
Yeah, Morgan is the bloke right near Morgan Park.
Yeah.
Great peddler. Who won the King of the Mountain trophy? Bathurst.
Paul Spiteri.
Paul Spiteri. He's a local boy too. And by the way, the TFH boys are going to be rolling with this as well.
Yeah. Well, we've got a I think a third of the grid will be Queenslanders. So we'll have to fly the New South Wales light blue flag.
Yeah. What are we? We're the cockroaches. What are they?
Well, you speak for yourself.
Okay. I'm talking about state versus state. We are mates racing mates in RX8, so it doesn't matter where we are.
So then we've got a round at One Raceway, because who doesn't want to go back there?
Unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. And then we go to Winton, and Winton is again part of the Trans Am TCR meeting. So again, that's a big publicised meeting at Winton. Good one to be on.
More national coverage?
More national coverage, yep, totally.
I tell you what, that coverage at Bathurst, did you see that? Did you see the bloke leading a few of those races?
There was a lot of that, yeah. Yeah, I did see a lot of you, but, I'm not sure why. Then we've got, now this is the destination circuit, Phillip Island. Yeah, so by virtue of our Motorsport Australia affiliation now, we can open up Phillip Island, and that is a full racing weekend. That is a 3-day racing weekend with testing on the Friday. Not
one of these crappy 2-day things where you're in and out. If you go to a place like that, you want to stay there as long. I'd do a 50-day one in Phillip Island. So we're doing a 3-day. None of this 2-day crap.
So it's I think it's a really good meeting to be at. We'll be there with other race meetings. It'll be a full 3-day event. It's not a sprint event. It's a racing event.
Who cares? Sprint, schmint. What does that even mean? You get on the track and you go fast and you have fun.
And then to obviously MotoGP destination circuit, and then the final round of the year is what's called the Malala Homecoming event, which is South Australia. They're reopening Malala. It is it's a state-sponsored event, and because it's state-sponsored, that means that we'll be doing evening twilight racing, rather than those events that are not not supported to that degree. They can't be racing at night. So,
and that's a big event, isn't it?
That's a big event. Yeah, there's that would be full television again. Channel 7, local news, and lots of spectators expected.
Geez, I reckon who's a local guy down there that loves getting in the news? What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, it might come to me a bit later. So, Gubby, did I just hear 7 rounds?
We've got 7 rounds, depending on weather. The big question is Bathurst going to be a championship round? And that's a question for the club to decide.
Yes.
We can put that out for a vote.
The good news is on wet weather, we've got a wet weather tyre now.
Totally.
Mate, those other things we were using last year. Wow, in the wet, mate, that was ice skating.
They have no capacity to clear water. I mean, it's a good, cheap product, but they have no capacity to clear water.
Yeah.
We tested the Hancocks at the beginning of the year, really at the outset of Formula RX8, and we loved the tyre. It's a brilliant tyre. It lasts, longer as well. You can wear it pretty much down to the canvas. It's got so much more grip. It's lovely to drive, but they couldn't do anything on the price. They have been able to now. So,
Yes, and that's because we're a big deal now, Govey.
well, yeah, bigger.
Bigger. Anyhow, so the good thing is with our 2-tyre rule, you're still going to be under $1,000. I think it's going to be about circa $800 for everyone to be on the same level playing field. We're all about the level playing field. If you looked at our racing last year, man, it was some of the closest, most exciting racing I think I've seen.
And because of the longevity of the tyre, your tyre budget over the year won't grow.
Yes.
It's no more than we're spending at the moment on a per season basis. But as you said, A, it will last longer, but B, it's much better to drive on, and it has a wet weather capability.
And by the way, we don't. We've passed on those savings.
Totally at cost. Yeah, there's
at
no
cost.
Yeah.
So whatever deal the Gov and I go and do, this is for all of our club members, it just gets passed on, and then we get subsidised by great sponsors like TFH, Brett Thomas, the Thomas family, and maybe a few other sponsors that would like to come on board. If you do want to support Australia's most exciting, fastest growing, ticking all the boxes, #Hollywood category, then give me a call. I'll make it work for you. Made it work for the TFH boys.
So, as part of this calendar, Motorsport Australia are processing a commercial rights agreement for us, which makes us a formal Motorsport Australia national category, capital N,
Wow.
with all of the kudos that goes along with that. So, big shout out to our Motorsport Australia sponsors. I think they've helped us a lot get where we are, but what that means is we've got we're here. We've arrived. It's and we're happy to race.
What a year,
wherever.
Huh?
But yeah, who would have thought that would be the case?
Who would have
12 months
thought
ago?
This time last year we'd be sitting here in a podcast room with a ton of fans, with a cool logo on our shirt.
I think I had a nice warm feeling at one raceway where I saw a group of people that had a great year's racing.
Yeah.
And I was very proud to have been a part of that. So humbled to be a part of that. I should say there is one circuit that's not on our calendar this year, which is Sydney Motorsport Park. There were 2 opportunities to go to Sydney Motorsport Park this year, but the first one would have clashed, very, very tightly with Race Tasmania, and didn't have the same level of coverage in TV and all the rest of it. And the second one would have clashed with a later round. So, or certainly would have detracted from the grid because it was only 1 week later.
Look,
so what we decided to do was that, the committee voted for the calendar that we've got, and we've, as a national category, we've released those dates to the sort of lower echelons of club racing.
Okay, good. Mate, you really was like, hold my beer, I'll do this, and you pulled it off, and it's a mind-blowing calendar.
Look, I would say, all I would point out, and I'd refer back again to, Steve White and the Super Series
100%.
made it so easy.
Yeah.
Because they produce the calendar, they produce, all of the stuff behind the scenes,
yeah.
and all you really have to do is turn up.
Yes.
And for that, that's great to be in that position, to do it differently and be able to present a second option to the committee is a lot more hand cranking and a lot more lengthy discussions with people and a lot of jigsaw puzzles, but it was worth doing, and indeed, we were obligated to do it. So happy to do so.
And maybe there's some conversations that could take place this year with the relevant people to make things a little bit more along those lines. Definitely.
Yeah, totally. I think the exercise has shone a light on some things that I think we can improve on.
Yeah.
So we'll be being good citizens and trying to make that happen.
Yeah, and we're all about motorsport. Motorsport's got to be number one for the fans, for our club members, for our suppliers. We're all about making this great community and having it accessible. And I've got to mention, I'm going to drop the name. I can't help it. I've been sworn to secrecy, but I can't hold on any longer. We all know Ryan Gorton's turning up. I think Robbie the Robert Bowden's, trying to back up. I
think that's a secret, isn't it? It's been all over social media.
But there's another kid that's...
the other kid. Well, I think you should, because whenever you say to me, Ryan's here, Ryan's super fast, which he is, and he's going to be in an amazing car, which he is, I always say to you,
yes.
Well, hold on, there's a plan B here.
Okay.
There's Stacy's champion from Victoria.
What's his name?
That would be Cadell Ambrose.
Rowan Ambrose's boy.
Yes,
can pedal an XL.
He can pedal pretty much anything. And my friends over in Victoria regularly send me messages that say, this is what Cadell's going to do. So they're backing him, and I listen to those guys. They've not sold me a bum steer yet. So my money's on Cadell. I'll have $20 with you that Cadell beats Ryan.
Mate, it's against the law for me to go against a Gorton. I'm not allowed to do that. But look, you know what? If you're considering, getting into motorsport, we're a great club to join, even if you're a newbie. We got tons of new people into the sport last year. In fact, one of our new guys who was a rookie to motorsport came third in our championship, and he just improved and improved and improved. That's obviously Jeff Connell. He's going to be joining us again. Mm-hmm. And we're also a category that respects each other, and we don't biff into each other all the time. We only had one racing incident the whole year with a yellow flag, no red flags, no.
No, we had one safety car for 2 laps while somebody picked up an inner guard that had been lost off a car. So.
Yeah. Yep. So if a grassroots or a budget category ain't so budget, buddy, when you're taking home a bent car. So we hope that that's going to continue on in 2025, mate. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get out there. And what a great first round! Like, you know what, when you haven't raced for so long. He's like, where are we going? Tasmania? Yeah, sure, cool, let's do it. New Zealand, the moon, great, let's go, because it's our first round. So Tasmania's going to be a real bucket list.
Look, I think, if what we can continue to do is provide a level of racing at circuits people can't usually afford at a bootstrap budget level to the absolute minimum, then we've done the right thing. Yeah. Because, you do these events this year, and you would have raced, some of the greatest circuits in Australia, nose to tail, all year, and that, that's something that's an opportunity that just doesn't come up very often.
Here's another way to look at it too. If you're doing the same, it's kind of fair that there's going to be a whole bunch of us doing all these new tracks for the first time, which really does level out that playing field.
Well, it doesn't, because I was Jeff Connell. Yeah, Jeff Connell was saying to me, you've got to get sim racing, because sim racing helps you learn a new circuit. Yeah. So the Dinosaur has bought a sim.
Yes.
But
I'll never do it.
Well, I've given it a go, but I think it's bullshit. I think I can safely say that it hasn't really helped me so far.
Yeah, so. No, I don't. I'm not that guy. I'm an old school racer, Stace. Listen to me, I've been in it for 2 years. And we've got a new category manager in Billy Ham.
Bill Ham, yeah. So Bill's moving up from DSO to category manager. Obviously, as a Motorsport Australia operation, we'll get support from MA in terms of scrutineering and DSO and so forth. So looking forward to introducing those guys to what we've achieved so far.
Yeah, cool. Mate, and obviously we've got to say a thank you to Motorsport Australia. They've been very nice in dealing with us and all that sort of stuff. Everyone from the CEO to Lisa and Scotty.
Yeah, no, they've really helped things along, and very grateful for that. So pleased to see this come to fruition, and and it gives you the opportunity to post more Star Wars clips.
You like that one?
Well,
I copped the roasting from Lack.
Yeah,
roasting.
well, I'm not sure
My
that.
manhood was brought into question.
Yeah,
and-
well, it was more that I think you had attributed
Thought
the
we were mates.
the Han Solo role to yourself, and
Yeah, I know.
Chewbacca to me, and I was a little bit puzzled because my recollection of this period is that who was asking who for the spanner
Yes.
was you might have given yourself a bit of an upgrade there.
I think Lack is Chewbacca because he's got poor communication skills.
Like you,
Right.
Yeah.
You are definitely Solo. Billy Ham was 3PO, that's for sure.
Where are you?
He's
Princess Leia?
I'm Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go with Leia.
I've seen
you got me, Derek.
I've seen you in the Speedos.
You got me, Derek.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see everyone at first round. It's going to be awesome. And we're also going to be working on some experimental things as well with accommodations. Anyone that's got any sort of spare rooms or spare couches to sleep on. If someone's working on a budget, it's going to be, bring your sleeping bag and your pillow. And so we're really going to be deep diving into every dollar that we can save so we can get more people into motorsport that A, couldn't think they could afford to do it or think would be capable of doing it, right? If I can do it, you can do it. If he can do it, you can definitely do it. So, mate, Gov, you're honestly, pal, you're a chap that's just rocketed to the top of my mates list, and you do it, and you've done that because you're a talented man. You've got a great personality. Can't wait to be ripping yarns with you and putting up with Terry, ordering Chinese beer in Chinese restaurants at all the relevant.
Well, I wish I could say flattering things about you.
Oh, mate, God, what's going on, mate? It's a total gang up, mate. You're a good man. I love that you're my co-founder, and I love that we've created this great movement. And Australia, let's keep it going.
Wouldn't be here without you, mate. Well done.
Hey, one other thing too. If you're thinking about getting into it, drop us a line on our website. We're going to update that website. Drop us a line on the website or send us an email at race@formulaRX8.com. One of our team members will get out to you. We've got cars that you can buy. We've got cars that you can lease. And this ain't just any old lease package, that just, you're going to be making up the numbers. We'll lease your car that'll be competitive. And next thing is, don't sit there. If you're over 50 and like me and Stacy and you're bored and you're sitting at home, you're looking at your cryptocurrency go up and down every day and all that sort of stuff, spend a bit of money, have a bit of fun. Can't take it with you. Formula RX8, mates racing mates in
Go.
RX8s.
Oh,
You missed that one.
I did, yeah.
Jesus Christ, Garv. Thanks, man.
Be good.
Awesome.